With heightened concerns about safety and security, it is crucial to understand the behaviors and actions that can mitigate personal risk. The current threat landscape underscores an urgent need for individuals to be more aware and prepared, especially as federal agencies report significant increases in both domestic and international terror threats. The Department of Homeland Security and the FBI's data indicates a significant 25% rise in such threats over the past 6 months, necessitating a proactive approach to personal safety. With potential attacks targeting high-density regions, including shopping malls, public transportation systems, and political events, citizens are advised to exercise increased vigilance. The implications of an upcoming election also contribute to an elevated risk environment. As political gatherings and campaign-related events present additional vulnerabilities, it becomes even more critical for individuals to incorporate safety protocols into their daily routines. While federal agencies such as the NSA and Homeland Security are diligently working to intercept and disrupt potential plans, a collective effort from the public remains essential. Awareness of increased criminal chatter and strategic warnings flagged by various security agencies further emphasizes the need for caution and preparedness. In response to these evolving threats, this video presents 8 things that you should never do before an attack on U.S. soil. This introduction serves as a clarion call, urging you not to be complacent amid rising tensions. Prevention and awareness are the cornerstones of safety, and understanding what actions to avoid can significantly impact your ability to respond effectively in a potential crisis. Personal and familial safety must prioritize, especially in such a volatile context where actions can trigger unintended consequences or escalate risks. 8. Skip high-profile events altogether. While these events, from concerts to political rallies, may seem harmless or even thrilling, they often come with significant risks that can lead to dire consequences. One of the primary concerns with attending high-profile events is the potential for mass casualties. Unlike coordinated attacks that require multiple individuals working in tandem, lone attackers can cause significant harm with minimal resources. The tragic reality is that firearms or vehicles can be weaponized to inflict devastating damage in places where large crowds gather. These lone actors can blend into the environment, making it challenging for authorities to preemptively intercept them. The unpredictability and spontaneity of such attacks make crowded places vulnerable hubs for potential violence. Political rallies, in particular, have seen a worrying increase in violence. They are often charged with emotions and ideologies, sometimes leading to physical confrontations. In recent times, incidents at these gatherings have included stabbings, brawls, and even assassination attempts. The charged atmosphere can escalate quickly, turning a peaceful assembly into a scene of chaos and panic. The very nature of these events makes them attractive targets for those wishing to make a statement or cause disruption, further emphasizing the need for caution. Authorities like the FBI and DHS are acutely aware of these dangers. They continuously monitor potential threats and often advise the public to err on the side of caution by avoiding crowded events. The guidance from these agencies stems not from paranoia, but from a strategic understanding of risk management. Many potential attacks are thwarted without public knowledge, thanks to the vigilant efforts of these organizations. However, despite their best efforts, not every threat can be neutralized before it manifests, underscoring the importance of personal responsibility in such situations. While the allure of attending high-profile events can be strong, especially in a society that values freedom and expression, there are safer alternatives that allow individuals to engage with causes they care about without putting themselves at risk. Supporting causes from home through online platforms, donations, or virtual events enables people to contribute meaningfully without exposure to potentially dangerous environments. The digital age provides numerous avenues for activism and participation, making physical presence at large gatherings less necessary than in the past. Choosing to stay away from high-profile events is not an act of cowardice, but rather a sensible strategy for self-preservation. In a world where the line between normalcy and chaos can blur in an instant, prioritizing personal safety is paramount. By avoiding situations where the likelihood of harm is elevated, individuals take active steps towards ensuring their well-being and that of their loved ones. 7. Don't presume that emergency services will be readily available. In our modern world, it is essential to rethink our assumptions about the availability of emergency services, especially in the context of potential attacks on U.S. soil. The belief that help will always arrive swiftly in times of crisis is an assumption that may not hold up under the weight of reality. This is particularly true during attacks that can cause mass casualties, often carried out by lone attackers armed with rifles or vehicles. These situations can unfold with little to no warning, causing chaos and overwhelming local emergency response capabilities. One of the critical aspects of understanding the limitations of emergency services during an attack is recognizing how lone attackers operate. Unlike coordinated attacks that require extensive planning and multiple participants, lone attackers can act independently, using easily accessible tools to inflict maximum harm. This methodology allows them to blend into their surroundings until the moment of attack, making preemptive detection by authorities more challenging. As such, when an attack occurs, the element of surprise and the rapid escalation of violence can overwhelm emergency services, delaying their response and reducing their effectiveness. Political rallies and other large gatherings are particularly susceptible to increased violence, presenting unique challenges for emergency services. These events are often charged with intense emotions and ideologies, which can quickly escalate tensions. The presence of large crowds, combined with the potential for stabbings, physical confrontations, and even assassination attempts, creates an unpredictable and volatile environment. In such scenarios, emergency services may struggle to navigate through the throngs of people, further complicating efforts to provide timely aid. The reality is that many potential attacks are thwarted before they become public knowledge, thanks to the tireless work of agencies like the FBI and DHS. However, despite these preventative measures, not all threats can be detected and neutralized in advance. This means that when an attack does occur, it can catch both civilians and emergency services off guard, leading to a delay in response and a potential increase in casualties. Given these challenges, it becomes crucial for individuals to prioritize personal preparedness and self-reliance. Instead of assuming that emergency services will be available at a moment's notice, people should take proactive steps to protect themselves and their loved ones. This can include having a personal emergency plan, being aware of exits and escape routes at large events, and carrying basic first aid supplies. By being prepared, individuals can mitigate some of the risks associated with slow emergency response times. Furthermore, supporting causes from home can be a safer alternative to participating in high-profile events. The digital age offers numerous avenues for activism and involvement without exposing oneself to potentially dangerous environments. By engaging with causes through online platforms, donations, or virtual events, individuals can contribute meaningfully without the need to be physically present at large gatherings. This approach not only reduces personal risk but also alleviates the burden on emergency services by decreasing the number of people in potentially hazardous situations. It is important to emphasize that choosing to stay away from crowded events and relying on personal preparedness is not an act of cowardice. Rather, it is a sensible strategy for self-preservation in an unpredictable world. By acknowledging the limitations of emergency services and taking steps to ensure their safety, individuals demonstrate a proactive approach to risk management. This mindset reflects an understanding of the current security landscape and the importance of personal responsibility in safeguarding oneself. 6. Avoid staying in areas with high risk. One of the first steps in mitigating risk is to thoroughly assess escape routes and accessibility options in your immediate vicinity. This involves more than just knowing the exits of a building. It requires a keen awareness of your surroundings, including windows, neighboring buildings, and rooftops that could serve as potential escape routes in an emergency. In highly volatile situations, the ability to quickly and safely evacuate a high-risk area can mean the difference between safety and peril. Relocating from densely populated urban areas can be a significant measure in avoiding the chaos that often accompanies attacks or other crises. Urban centers, while vibrant and full of opportunity, also present numerous vulnerabilities, from potential shutdowns to supply disruptions. The COVID-19 pandemic provided a stark lesson in this regard, as many urban dwellers experienced empty shelves and limited access to essential goods. People found themselves stranded with limited options, highlighting the risks associated with densely populated areas during times of crisis. Considering a move to a rural area can offer increased safety and distance from potential violence or disturbances. Rural regions are typically less congested and therefore less attractive targets for attacks that aim to cause mass casualties or widespread panic. The slower pace and self-sufficient nature of rural living can provide a more stable environment in uncertain times. Moreover, rural areas often foster a strong sense of community, which can be a crucial support system during emergencies. It is also vital to question the risk of staying in potentially dangerous locations due to emotional attachment or routine. Many people develop strong ties to their neighborhoods and communities, making it difficult to consider relocating. However, the comfort of familiarity should not overshadow the potential dangers of remaining in a high-risk zone. It is essential to weigh the attachment to a place against the safety of yourself and your loved ones. Routine can be comforting, but it can also create complacency that blinds one to the creeping threats around them. Acting swiftly at the first sign of unrest or instability is a critical component of personal safety. Often, individuals delay taking decisive action, hoping that conditions will improve or that the situation is not as severe as it appears. However, history has shown that waiting too long can result in being trapped in an increasingly unstable environment. It is better to err on the side of caution and make plans to evacuate or relocate before a situation escalates beyond control. Staying alert by identifying and avoiding high-risk zones is another essential practice for ensuring safety. Awareness of your surroundings and current events can help you make informed decisions about where to live and travel. This includes understanding geopolitical tensions, crime rates, and natural disaster risks in various areas. By staying informed, you can preemptively avoid situations that might compromise your safety. Ultimately, the decision to not stay in high-risk zones should be viewed as a proactive approach to personal security. It is about taking ownership of one's safety and making informed decisions that prioritize well-being over the comfort of routine. By understanding the risks associated with various zones and making conscious choices to avoid them, individuals can significantly reduce their exposure to danger. 5. Pay attention to trustworthy alerts. Intelligence agencies play a pivotal role in maintaining national security by collecting and analyzing vast amounts of data. These agencies issue warnings based on detailed information gathered from a variety of reliable sources, including intercepted communications and covert informants. The sophistication of modern surveillance and intelligence gathering techniques allows these agencies to identify potential threats with increasing accuracy. They are often privy to information that the general public is not, making their warnings even more critical. The threats identified by intelligence agencies are often specific, with detailed insights into possible targets and planned tactics. This specificity is a result of extensive research and analysis, wherein patterns are identified and potential pathways of attacks are mapped out. Such information is invaluable, as it allows for the timely and appropriate allocation of resources to prevent or mitigate the impact of these threats. Ignoring these warnings could result in dire consequences, as it undermines the efforts of those working tirelessly to protect the public. The urgency of these warnings cannot be overstated. When intelligence agencies issue alerts regarding potential threats, it is not done lightly. Such warnings are born out of a necessity to inform the public of credible dangers that require immediate attention and action. By taking these warnings seriously, individuals can avoid putting themselves in harm's way and can contribute to a broader culture of safety and preparedness. One of the most critical aspects of responding to credible warnings is the willingness to heed advisories that recommend staying away from certain areas. Often, intelligence agencies and local authorities will identify specific regions that are at higher risk of being targeted. By avoiding these areas, individuals can significantly reduce their exposure to potential attacks. This advice should not be viewed as an overreaction or unnecessary caution, but as a practical measure for ensuring personal safety. Vigilance is another crucial component of responding to credible warnings. Individuals are encouraged to maintain a heightened awareness of their surroundings and to be attentive to any unusual activities or behaviors that might indicate a threat. This vigilance extends beyond just personal safety. It encompasses the safety of family members and the broader community. By remaining alert and responsive to warnings, individuals can play an active role in safeguarding themselves and those around them. Prioritizing safety over convenience or routine is essential when dealing with credible warnings. Often people become complacent, believing that threats are distant or unlikely to affect them personally. However, history has shown that attacks can occur with little warning and in places that might seem safe. By placing safety at the forefront of decision-making, individuals can make informed choices that protect themselves and their loved ones. 4. Don't just trust local news sources. Local news outlets play an important role in keeping communities informed about nearby events and developments. However, their scope is inherently limited. Relying only on these sources for crisis updates can be dangerous, as it may result in missing out on critical information that is not covered locally due to resource constraints or law enforcement restrictions. Often, local news may underreport threats or not have the capacity to cover every aspect of a rapidly evolving situation. This is why it is vital to set up multiple channels for receiving information. A well-rounded approach to staying informed involves incorporating national and international news sources into one's information diet. These outlets often have greater resources and broader networks, enabling them to report on significant events with more depth and context. By following a diverse array of news sources, individuals can gain a more comprehensive understanding of a crisis situation, enhancing their ability to make informed decisions. In addition to traditional news sources, emergency alert systems are invaluable tools for acquiring immediate and accurate updates. These systems are designed to provide real-time information about emergencies, ensuring that the public receives alerts promptly. By subscribing to alerts from government agencies and emergency management organizations, individuals can stay informed about threats that may not yet be covered by the media. Online forums and social media platforms also serve as crucial components of a diversified information strategy. Social media, in particular, offers the ability to follow independent reporters and community watchdogs who might provide unique insights and on-the-ground reports. These sources often operate outside the constraints of traditional media, allowing them to share unfiltered information quickly. However, it is important to approach these platforms with a critical eye, as misinformation can spread rapidly. The key is to actively analyze and cross-check information from various sources to ensure accuracy and reliability. One must also be aware of the limitations of local news, which may not report all threats due to restrictions from law enforcement. In some cases, authorities might withhold information to avoid public panic or to protect ongoing investigations. While this can be a necessary precaution, it underscores the importance of not relying solely on local news for a complete picture of the situation. Taking control of one's information sourcing is a proactive step toward ensuring personal safety during crises. Instead of waiting passively for updates from local news, individuals should seek out information actively, using a variety of channels to stay informed. This approach empowers individuals to respond to crises with greater confidence and preparedness, reducing the likelihood of being caught off guard. Staying informed and proactive is not merely about avoiding danger, it is about being equipped to make well-informed decisions in high-stress situations. By cultivating a diverse network of information sources, individuals can better assess risks and take appropriate actions to protect themselves and their loved ones. This proactive mindset is essential in today's world, where the landscape of threats is constantly evolving. 3. Make sure to keep personal safety and self-defense a top priority. At the heart of personal safety is the need to ensure that every family member is prepared for emergencies. Educating family members on handling weapons and emergency procedures is a foundational step. While not everyone may be comfortable or legally allowed to handle weapons, understanding their operation and the responsibilities that come with them can be invaluable in a crisis. This education should be coupled with thorough knowledge of emergency procedures, such as how to respond to an intruder or evacuate the home safely. Practicing these procedures regularly through drills can help reinforce the family's readiness and ensure that everyone knows their role during a crisis. Establishing a family defense plan is an integral part of this preparation. Such a plan should include specific protocols for different types of emergencies, from natural disasters to home invasions. Practicing drills for intrusion scenarios is particularly important, as these situations can escalate quickly and require immediate, coordinated responses. By running these drills, families can identify potential weaknesses in their plans and make necessary adjustments to enhance their overall security. Fortifying the home is another essential component of personal safety. A well-secured home not only deters potential criminals but also provides peace of mind. Reinforcing doors and using security bars can prevent forced entry, while installing shatter-resistant film on windows adds an additional layer of protection against break-ins. Surveillance cameras are an effective deterrent and can provide valuable evidence should an intrusion occur. By making the home a challenging target, families can significantly reduce the likelihood of becoming victims of crime. The appearance of the home also plays a role in deterring intruders. A house that appears well secured and uninviting to potential intruders can discourage criminal activity. Simple measures such as maintaining a tidy yard, ensuring adequate lighting, and installing visible security systems can create an impression of vigilance and readiness. Securing vehicles is equally important as part of a comprehensive defense strategy. Vehicles should be treated as mobile fortresses, with self-defense tools kept accessible yet concealed to avoid drawing attention. Developing an escape plan for potential road crises is crucial, as it ensures that families can respond quickly and safely if an attack occurs while traveling. This might involve identifying alternative routes, having emergency supplies on hand, and knowing safe locations where assistance can be sought. In addition to these practical measures, it is vital to cultivate a mindset of vigilance and awareness within the family. Encouraging open communication about potential threats and regularly reviewing safety plans can help maintain a high level of preparedness. This proactive approach ensures that family members are not caught off guard and can respond effectively to any crisis. Ultimately, the goal of not neglecting personal safety and defense is to create a secure environment where families can thrive without fear. By taking these precautions and fostering a culture of preparedness, individuals can significantly enhance their resilience against potential threats. This comprehensive approach to safety and defense reflects a commitment to protecting loved ones and maintaining peace of mind in an uncertain world. To avoid sharing information that hasn't been verified. In an era where information travels at lightning speed, unchecked narratives can quickly escalate chaos and confusion, leading to potentially harmful consequences. The impulse to share news and updates during a crisis is natural. We want to keep others informed and help them stay safe. However, this well-intentioned act can have the opposite effect if the information shared is unverified. When false information spreads, it can exacerbate chaos, divert attention from critical updates, and create unnecessary panic. The digital age requires us to pause and verify information using multiple credible sources before sharing it with others. Inaccurate information can lead to widespread misinformation, which poses a severe risk in crisis situations. Misinformation can lead people to make misguided decisions that endanger their safety or the safety of others. For example, false reports about safe zones or evacuation routes can lead individuals into harm's way. By ensuring that the information we share is accurate, we contribute to a more informed public response, enhancing overall safety. Furthermore, protecting oneself and others mentally is an essential aspect of managing crisis situations. False narratives and sensationalized reports can increase anxiety and fear, affecting mental well-being. By committing to share only verified information, we help maintain a sense of calm and rationality, supporting mental health during challenging times. The responsibility of preventing panic and misinformation falls on each individual. In times of crisis, it is crucial to take a proactive role in verifying information before sharing it. This responsibility extends beyond personal networks and includes public platforms where unverified information can reach a vast audience in seconds. By acting with caution and responsibility, individuals can help prevent the spread of inaccuracies that could lead to widespread panic. The power of the internet means that words carry significant weight. A single tweet or post can reach thousands, if not millions, of people. This power requires a high level of responsibility from all who engage in online communication. The potential impact of misinformation on public safety and perception cannot be underestimated. Exercising caution in what we share can potentially save lives, including our own or those of our loved ones. To effectively verify information, individuals should rely on multiple credible sources. Consider cross-referencing news from established media outlets, official government updates, and statements from verified organizations. Social media platforms can also offer real-time updates, but it is essential to scrutinize the credibility of the sources. Independent fact-checking websites can be valuable tools in assessing the accuracy of information. In addition to verifying information, individuals can contribute to responsible information dissemination by promoting media literacy within their communities. Encouraging critical thinking and skepticism about sensationalized reports can help others navigate the flood of information during a crisis. Providing guidance on how to identify reliable sources and debunk false claims can empower others to make informed decisions. Another aspect of this responsibility is acknowledging mistakes if unverified information has been shared. Correcting misinformation publicly can help mitigate its impact and restore trust. This act of accountability not only clarifies the narrative but also reinforces a culture of truth and transparency. 1. Don't freak out, but also don't get too comfortable. This mindset equips individuals to navigate tumultuous situations with clarity and precision, ensuring that their actions contribute positively to their safety and the safety of those around them. The instinct to panic during a crisis is natural. It's an ingrained response to perceived danger. However, succumbing to panic can be detrimental. In a state of panic, rational thinking is often overshadowed by emotion, leading to impulsive decisions that may exacerbate the situation. Therefore, it is essential to have a pre-established plan and to visualize various scenarios in advance. By preparing mentally for different outcomes, individuals can foster a sense of control and readiness that diminishes the likelihood of panic setting in. Visualization and planning are proactive steps that empower individuals. Consider the potential scenarios that could unfold in a crisis and develop a clear plan of action for each. This plan should include identifying safe locations, understanding evacuation routes, and acknowledging potential threats. By visualizing these scenarios, individuals can mentally rehearse their responses, making it easier to execute their plans effectively when needed. This foresight acts as a buffer against the chaos that often accompanies a crisis. While preparing for a crisis is crucial, it's equally important to recognize the dangers of complacency. Complacency breeds inaction and can manifest as a false sense of security, leaving individuals unprepared when a situation escalates. In a crisis, the complacency of others can create a hazardous environment where the unprepared are caught off guard and contribute to the chaos. Remaining vigilant and aware, without succumbing to panic, ensures that one can act decisively and effectively. Staying calm and decisive during a crisis is essential. Emotions, while natural, should not dictate actions. A calm demeanor allows for clear-headed decision-making and prioritization of safety. To maintain composure, practice techniques such as deep breathing or mindfulness, which can help steady the mind and body. When panic arises, taking a moment to breathe deeply and refocus can significantly impact one's ability to make informed decisions swiftly. Time is a critical factor in any crisis. Hesitation can increase risk and diminish opportunities for safe outcomes. This emphasizes the importance of making rational decisions quickly and adhering to a predetermined plan. Each moment counts, and swift action, guided by clear thought, can make the difference between safety and danger. By trusting in their preparation and maintaining focus, individuals can navigate crisis situations with greater efficacy. If panic does begin to creep in, there are several strategies to regain composure. Grounding techniques, such as focusing on physical sensations or repeating reassuring phrases, can help anchor the mind in reality and reduce anxiety. Additionally, reviewing the plan mentally and reminding oneself of the steps to take can reinforce confidence and clarity. The importance of not letting emotions cloud judgment cannot be overstated. In a crisis, emotions can be powerful, often compelling individuals to act impulsively. By acknowledging these emotions but not allowing them to dominate, individuals can harness their energy for constructive action. This approach not only enhances personal safety but also sets a positive example for others, encouraging a collective sense of calm and purpose. Ultimately, the balance between not panicking and not being complacent is about preparedness and presence of mind. It's about being ready for the unexpected while remaining anchored in the present. This balance enables individuals to respond to crises with resilience and adaptability, turning potentially chaotic situations into manageable ones. In conclusion, being prepared for a potential attack on U.S. soil involves understanding and avoiding certain actions that could jeopardize personal safety and that of others. First, never ignore credible warnings or scoff at the possibility of an attack. Awareness and vigilance can be crucial in these situations. Second, refrain from panicking, as it only clouds judgment and impedes decisive action. Third, avoid spreading misinformation or rumors, which can create unnecessary chaos and hinder effective crisis management. Fourth, do not neglect emergency supplies and planning. Having a clear strategy and resources on hand can be life-saving. Fifth, avoid excessive public exposure and keep a low profile to minimize risk. Sixth, never overlook the significance of community networks and communication systems that can provide support and timely information. Seventh, do not alienate yourself from family or trusted friends, as their support can be invaluable during such times. Lastly, avoid being complacent or assuming that help will arrive immediately. Being proactive and self-reliant is key. By heeding these guidelines, individuals can better protect themselves and contribute to the overall resilience and preparedness of their communities.